Hi. I'm doing another video where I clean stuff up and then I make art or something afterwards as like a reward. And I film so that I have the motivation to get stuff done, and then afterwards I can see my process and it's really cool and fun. So I'm cleaning off my desk and there's a bunch of random shit on it. Um, I just got back to the house from staying somewhere else for a while, and so yeah, I just needed to organize some bags, and I went to the art store, so I wanted to organize my supplies. This stuff that I'm looking at right now is all like bookmarks and stuff, but I'm making a pile of stuff that I will eventually probably do like scrapbooking with. Um, I have some stuff from when I went to Texas and like some bookstore stuff and yeah, and a lot of this is trash. But I found this book. You can't really see it, but I found this book in a little free library, and it's an older book. And I'm not gonna lie, I am going to cut it up and use the letters and stuff for collages. Um, Maybe that makes me evil, I'm not sure, but there are lots of books, and I need words to glue onto paper, so. um, this bag was from Moe's Art Store. It's like a local place here in New Orleans. I cut out, or I think it's like Louisiana local. But yeah, I cut out like the little uh, print on the bag because I'm probably gonna glue that in somewhere too. Oh my god, this is so funny. I found this at um it's like a little pamphlet on why not to do drugs, and they're right. It's just kind of funny. Um I got some ink pens, like liner pens at the art store. Very excited about them. And that's going away. That's sunscreen. Wear sunscreen. Summer is coming. Um, yeah. So putting away my art stuff. I got these markers because I thought they were gonna be paint markers, and then I realized that they're not. But we make do. We made them work. But it is time to start a new sketchbook. So I thought my reward for cleaning would be to do the front of the sketchbook so that it feels um, artsy and unique and fun. So I'm painting it yellow. um, I usually don't paint the front of my sketchbooks. I'm not really a painter. I'm not really a drawer. Drawer. I don't know. I'm not really a drawer yet. Anyway, but I didn't love the cover of this. I thought it was kind of like, I don't know, just boring. I got it at CVS. It's a really cheap sketchbook, but since I'm learning, I don't really want to spend a bunch of money on stuff yet. Like, I feel like I can learn with really cheap stuff, and then once it gets to be time to, like, put in a lot of effort, I'll buy stuff that I don't really know. I don't know if that logic makes any sense, but while the paint dries, I'm going to test out some of these markers that I got and do like a little doodle bob here. Yeah, so you can see I'm kind of like looking at it because I totally thought that they were going to be paint markers because I'm silly, but they were 50% off, so it's fine. These are really nice. I don't know. I guess these are like, what are these, like oil markers? What do they call them? The kind, like Copic markers are the same thing as these. But yeah, I have a bunch of these types of markers, all varying in quality and whatnot. And I thought that this page might be a good place to kind of test them out and see if price really does matter for these, which like I know a lot of people do, and that's not really like the video, but that's kind of what was going on in my head while I was doing this. I I mainly use the new ones, but I do use a few older ones that I have because, like, I wanted to compare, and also I needed some more colors. So I had to use some of the cheaper ones. But yeah, I really like this green. I'm kind of disappointed they're not paint markers, and I feel kind of silly for buying them. But I like the colors. I think the colors are really vibrant and they go on really nicely. This is not a new, this is a Sharpie. I've had this forever. It's just orange. Orange Sharpie for coloring. Or I guess whatever you want to use a Sharpie for. Sharpies are awesome. They actually go on pretty smooth. Like, I mean, my coloring is not the best. It's pretty choppy, and like I'm sure other people could do better with the materials that I have. Um, but I like Sharpies. I think they're pretty reliable and they last a long time. And they give those like really vibrant colors. Okay, so this, I don't know what brand this marker is. I got this, I think, at Five Below. So they're not, they ain't shit. Like, it was like falling apart while I was coloring with it. I haven't used these very much. I like the other side better. This side is like wider, the kind that I used to color. But there's like a pen side that I used for, or I have used for like outlining and stuff. This is not what I used to outline, although it is a very similar color. This is actually a dry erase marker, which I shouldn't be using. I mean, I guess I can do whatever I want, but I don't have a dry erase board. I use these to color. I got a pack of these. I acquired a pack of these. I didn't like buy them, but I just have a bunch of dry erase markers, and I actually like them. Yeah, cool. Outlining stuff. But yeah, back to this green. This one is probably my favorite. The green that I got. All of these go on really nicely. I don't know the brand. Sorry. If anybody actually cares and wants to know the brand, I'll tell you. But at the moment, I can't remember, and I doubt anyone's going to watch this, so but it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, little doodles inside. Just filling up space. I like this black marker. It's always nice to have like a plain black, just like outlining, like Sharpie type marker. I also got a white marker. That one is like a paint marker. It's like a different brand than the other ones. It was in a different section of the store, but I didn't actually use that one for some reason. I might go in and add some little like white highlights to the cover of my sketchbook later. But yeah, I didn't actually like bring it out or use it for anything. So you can't actually see how that goes. I guess bringing that up was not necessary. I guess you'll have to just imagine what it would be like if I did use a white paint marker to add little highlights and details and stuff. So have fun thinking about that. But yeah, this is a little doodle face. I love doing stuff like that. It is so fun and easy and simple and cute and like so effective. I was trying to think of different patterns to do on this page. Like, I almost did all like squigglies, like twirly spirals. But then I was like, that's kind of boring and repetitive, and I want to fill the space with more stuff than that. So I love these teeth. I think that these teeth have so much character, and they're so funny and cute, and I'm happy that I decided to give this feller some teeths. He'll have to go to the dentist, though, because they're kind of wonky. These are more squiggles. I love squiggles. I love a good squiggly spiral. It just fills the space so nicely and is so easy and like makes everything look super fun and cool. This is another face I did. I usually try to avoid doing multiple faces, but I end up doing them anyway because I don't know what else to draw other than funky faces and like funky patterns and like have the faces say stuff on the page. Um, which honestly I feel like is a good way to save space. It's or not save space, but like take up space, fill space. But yeah, also stickers. I love stickers. I love adding stickers. It just brings it all together in a way I don't know how to describe. But here is the whole piece. Yeah, I actually really like it. I think the colors look cool, and I like what I did with the text. And yup. So that's it for that. And now this is dry, so I can do my thingy, my bobber, my sketchbook cover. So yeah, paint dry, and I'm starting with some stars, some wonky stars. I've really been trying to figure out the anatomy of stars. Um, it's harder than you'd think. Honestly, like, I feel like drawing a human body is easier than drawing a star. Um, Maybe I'm just being dramatic. But yeah, it's the date that I started the sketchbook. I haven't actually drawn in there yet, but I did the cover, and I feel like that counts as it's May 1st, and I did the cover on May 1st, so I started the sketchbook on May 1st. That's right. Right? I don't know. I still have like 2 pages left in my old sketchbook, which I will fill in and do like an ending page in that one. And then maybe I kind of want to do a video. I can't decide if I want to do a video going through the whole sketchbook, or waiting until it's been a year again and doing like the all my sketchbooks in a year thing that I did last year. Like I showed every drawing that I did last year, which took a lot of time. But this year I might not do that. I might just go through the sketchbooks like one by one, because last year was my very first year drawing. I started learning last year, so I thought it made a little bit more sense to be like, first year drawing, here's what I did, and here's what I improved on, and here's what I studied, and here's what I practiced, and blah 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 blah. It was really hard to draw on top of this paint, which is something that I'm learning as I go. This is something too, like, every time I do something like this, where I just doodle or color, or, like, I'm not doing any studies or, like, learning anything complicated or new necessarily, but I do think that I'm learning something, regardless. Like, I think every single time I draw or doodle or color, I'm learning, like, I don't know, like, how much pressure to color in certain areas, and, like, okay, I just scratched the hell out of my leg because I'm a monkey, I guess. Whatever. Sorry. Hope you didn't see that. Or if you did, leave me alone. I'm just human. Or maybe I'm just a monkey. Look how these stars are. They get worse and worse as they go down the line. And I realize that. I can tell. And I'm like, what the heck? I don't know, man. I don't know how stars work. And it feels like the more I draw them, the worse they get. Like, I don't know. They're cute. They have personality. They're like, they could be worse. I don't know. Not really, but that's okay. I love stars, and I love wonky stars, and I love wonky everything. And the more I draw, the more I figure it out. One day I'll be able to draw like the best stars ever, and I'll look back on this and I'll be like, psh, easy peasy. The easiest thing ever. How could you not even know how to do that? No, I'm going to look back on my art and I'm going to say, oh, this is cute. I'm glad I started learning when I did. Because it's never too late. I felt like it was for a really long time. Like, I would look at people's art and I would be like, that's so cool. I wish I could do that. And then I had a friend who was really good at art, and he was like, just do it then. He was like, shut up and just start drawing. He didn't say it like that. He was much nicer and inspiring than that. But I was like, you know what? You're right, actually. So I drew and drew, and I draw and I draw when I can. And I really like it, and I hope that I can get really good and be able to draw literally anything I want. I don't know where I just went. Oh, I guess I needed to. Oh, I think I dropped my marker. I think that's what happened. Yes, spirals. Very good. Very good. And I don't know what I. Oh, I know what I did. I know what I drew on the front. I'm doing this voiceover after the fact, so this is almost kind of coming as a surprise to me as well. I wanted to use my new marker or my new like pen, and I shouldn't have. I think it's okay. Like, I think it's fine. But I realized that the paint was kind of like messing with it. And it's like kind of dry now. And that makes me really sad. So I'm not going to use those anymore. I'm going to use a pencil. Because I just spent money on those pens. And I don't know how to use them, apparently. So that's fine. But yes, snail. Snail on sketchbook cover. I've been drawing snails quite a bit recently. I've been drawing like snails and butterflies and flowers and shit because I love nature and the earth. And they're relatively simple shapes, and you can make them look good and funky and like still identify what they are. They're kind of like mushrooms. I should have drawn a mushroom next time. Next time. But yes, I love snails. There used to be a bunch of snails outside of my old apartment when I was in high school. They would like gather outside, and slugs. I guess it was probably because it was so wet. They liked the rain. That's cool. I sometimes would consider being a slug, but also maybe not, because then I couldn't draw snails and slugs. I guess maybe I could. I'm not going to put it past them. I'm sure if they tried, they could do what we do. They just don't want to. I think that about cats too. Oh, I've been learning to draw kitty cats. That's something I've been really trying to focus on because I love them and their shapes are interesting. And I don't know how to draw them because their anatomy is weird and their shapes are all over the place. And I think I'm learning really well. But, I think I'm doing a good job with like following up with it and making sure I'm drawing every day recently, which is really good. And I've been watching this guy, frick, I can't remember his Makowski art, I think. I'll put it a little thingy on the screen. Markowski, I think. But he does like free art classes and they're so good. And I've been like watching them and I just think it's so like awesome that he provides that. And like, I think the classes are from like 2021 or something. They're kind of old, but I love them. And this is the final piece. All right, cool. Bye.